Hello again and welcome to CropLife Retail Week. I'm Paul Schrimpf, Executive Editor with Eric Sfiligoj. Kind of reviewing yet another busy week of travel and kind of being hither and yon, different trade events. Now, you were at the National Farm Machinery Show, which I know one had a special occasion and two lend itself to a lot of visits. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, Paul. Yeah, I was in Louisville for the 50th anniversary of the National Farm Machinery Show, and the show pulled out all the stops and drew 310,000 fans, according to its website. And here's a video of the CEO of the Kentucky Trade Group talking about what the show has meant for the past 50 years to the Louisville area and to farmers in general.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is a great honor to be here today, the 50th anniversary. Think about that. There's a lot of you out there that haven't got to 50 yet, and that's not quite right because some of us are well above it. But anyway, it's just a great show. It is the largest indoor display of farm machinery. It is a great showplace of what can be. This is not what used to be. Our past is important, our past is great, and we should look at it and learn from it, but this is what should be, this is what could be, this is what we need to be. And guys, it is just a sheer honor for me to be a part of this, and without further ado, let me turn this back to Rip and we'll just keep on going. Thank you so much for being here, we do appreciate it.
And several of special interest notes from the Louisville Farm Show. Of course, Paul, a lot of the exhibits there are geared towards the farmers, but if you're an ag retailer, there were a couple of things to kind of see. The one observation I would make is that in terms of self-propelled sprayers, you either went very large or very small. At the Hagee booth, you were likely to find a special edition sprayer called the Black Widow, which was in black and red paint, and featured a 132-foot boom. And if on the other side of the convention hall you found the GVM booth, you got to see the Mako sprayer, which was a 400-gallon sprayer which the company hopes will help replace the spray coupe for the small user marketplace. So that was the observations from what happened in Louisville last week, Paul.
I understand Deere had a new sprayer as well, a new smaller sprayer.
They actually had a banner stand for a smaller sprayer, the R4023, but the model was not at the show. I suspect maybe coming up here in a few weeks when we're at the Commodity Classic in Phoenix that perhaps that will be the event where the actual sprayer will make its show debut.
Well, speaking of travel, I had my share of time on the road the last couple of weeks as well, and one of the things we did was the Big Data Workshop that was in Columbus, Ohio on February 16th. It was really interesting, diverse crowd. There was about 200 attendees from all strata of both inside and outside of agriculture, trying to find out what's going on with the questions about big data and ag. And two interesting things I think that I took away from it is, one, the complexity is not going to get any different in terms of what growers have to deal with. So retailers and consultants are going to continue to be very, very important to how we figure out how we use data, how growers are going to create value out of the data that they gather. The other thing is really to retailers and consultants need to encourage growers to continue collecting data, even though it's extremely difficult and it's extremely it can be difficult to look or find the value proposition in all the data they're collecting today. Down the road, when it comes to sustainability programs, when Walmart starts making demands of the crop production channel to, for different types of data to verify what they're doing with their sustainability programs or what they're doing with their cropping, that data may be needed, and you may not know exactly why you're collecting what you're collecting right now, but to have it on hand and to have it in the back burner is going to be extremely important. Now, next week we are going to be at the Commodity Classic show, as you'd mentioned. It is coming up next week, believe it or not. It's right on top of us.
Yeah, and actually another special event. This will be the 20th anniversary for Commodity Classic, so that's why they're going back to Phoenix, where they had that first show 20 years ago, and I'm sure this year's show will be just as fascinating as ever.
So we'll bring a lot of material back from that in a couple of weeks. Next week, we'll have some news items. Among them, I found out at another conference I was at that the 70th anniversary of 2,4-D is upon us, if you can believe that. Wow. It's chemistry that's been benefiting agriculture and weed control for 70 years. I got to talk to Jim Gray, who's the director of the 2,4-D Research Task Force, and he shared with me some of the activities that are going to be happening in this 70th year. So we'll look forward to that next week. And thanks again for joining us for Retail Week, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.